cannot have Valentine Holmes at right centre. And I know they're going to blow up and say, we're not listening to New South Wales. Xavier Coates out. They have to put Valentine Holmes on the wing and put Cobbo at centre, without a doubt.
Mate, I know that. So councils, stop. The ground is there. You can fix the turf. The kids should be allowed to play their sport. Stop being so bloody pedantic.
Every sport is missing out.
Look at these toys.
Rubber.
Look at this one. Just
Have you seen that clip online where the motor...
This is the maddest place on the planet.
dancing.
The only show where you're allowed to do it without shoes on.
Andrew Johns, one of the greatest players of all time.
Cuddles and kisses go a long way, especially when you're in trouble.
Oh, the horse has bolted. Look at the big fellow go in.
Imagine if he wanted to fire. They're very horny and very aggressive.
Are we allowed to put that to wear?
Sydney, stay classy.
I love everyone for making me feel this good.
Welcome to Freddy the Eighth. Great to be back after a week off last week because of Origin, and great to be brought to you by our friends at Ram Trucks, Australia's biggest and best range of full-size pickup trucks. Andrew Johns, Brad Fittler, back on the couch after a trip to Melbourne.
I had a message.
Successful one for New South Wales last week.
I've had a couple of messages for 4 workers from Walkers and Sons. Rossi, Shane, Sam and Paul.
Gee, they're good Aussie names.
Yeah.
They love the show.
Good on you, boys.
All 4 are challenged in some
What's
way.
their level of intelligence? Yeah. We got levels.
Well, it rubs off from their boss.
Yeah.
Big Tom.
Yes, good on you.
So, boys, thanks for your support. Well done. Keep listening to the show.
And watching it as well. Coming up today, the decider. We got the decider. Everyone wants the decider. Doesn't get any bigger. Coming up in a couple of weeks' time at Suncorp. The boys will have a look at that. Freddie played in the first New South Wales team to win one at Suncorp, and Andrew in 2005's team was the last one.
There's only been 2.
Yeah. To win a decider at Suncorp, or Wayne Park as it was.
Yeah.
The ladder, rarely have we seen an NRL ladder this congested. So the top teams, little buffer, and Melbourne a couple of wins clear, but you look from position 4 through to about 12 or 13, couple of wins. Anything could happen. We'll get the boys' thoughts on that. We had a
What did you say? You've never seen the ladder so
congested.
I thought you said constipated for a second.
Right.
Sort of the same.
Same word.
Yeah.
The same.
But different.
Different
Congestion and
different
constipation.
outlet.
It is actually, isn't it?
Yeah. Means you're busy.
Well, not as busy as you want to be. And we got the Freddy the Eighth medal coming up. Now, our dear friend Freddie loves travelling to spread the word about rugby league.
That's right.
Were you or were you not playing touch football with federal politicians yesterday?
6:30 in the morning.
Oh,
I was in Canberra playing touch footy.
just what you want to be doing.
Yep.
Who was the standout? Who got
So in the other
Freddie
team, they had
What?
David Pocock was playing.
Yeah, well, he's
the
a
rugby
senator.
player.
Yeah.
He's a strong-looking lad still.
Who was on your team?
No, well, he's from Canberra. He was on their team. Matt Gillette was on their team, and Sam Thaiday.
Oh.
Geez, he still moves well for a big
No, but
boy.
who was on your team?
Matt Gillett.
I had Pat Conroy. He was very energetic.
Right.
Love it.
He's the, is he the Minister for the Pacific or something
Yes,
like
that's right.
him.
Yep.
Who else?
Barnaby?
Barnaby's from Tamworth, and he was on the Queensland team.
Oh, please.
Barnaby.
Barnaby. Mate.
Barnaby's related to Kate's mum's friends.
Where's he from? Batlow?
I think he's from down that way originally, or the family or something.
Really?
Yeah.
It's in
Do you reckon
Queensland.
Barnaby would come on our show?
Yeah, for sure.
Barnaby's on fire at the moment.
Actually, me and Freddie and Barnaby have got something in common. Falling asleep. I for a few of those. Police station,
Sorry,
airport.
Barnaby.
Where-
You'll get over
Barnaby,
it, mate.
That was
You'll-
in
Barnaby was on
Canberra,
the main
wasn't it?
street of Canberra.
And now
he
he's
was-
off it.
He was talking into his phone, except he had it up the wrong way around.
Oh, Barnaby, you are rugby league. What about Pauline Hanson? Was she playing?
Pauline. No, she wasn't there.
Who won?
We did. I'd done a hamstring scoring a try.
Did you?
Yeah.
You
Like, I
love
tried
scoring.
that hard.
You love scoring
I
tries
had to
and
try, and then the
comebacks.
bloke was chasing me, and I had to lean to put the ball down. Oh, and I felt it go.
Albo wasn't there?
Albo wasn't there. He was in some meetings.
South hat.
He was in some meetings.
Very good.
It was good. Good fun.
So, you know, Matt Burton's a super boot. Like, I don't know. People saying, could he go to the NFL as a punter? Like, I'm not sure whether is he on that level. A few of the AFL blokes have done it over the years.
I couldn't imagine why he's not. I watched the NFL in the games I've watched. They don't kick it
But the ball's very
more than
different.
60 metres.
Ball's very
Do
different.
they do torps or they just do end over end?
Torps.
They talk it, yeah.
Do they?
So I found another super boot going back into the archives from 1995.
Who's that?
Our man out on the right-hand wing here. Fittler from 43 metres out. Boom!
Wow.
What a kick!
I remember that. Boom.
Gave it
Smoked
some.
it.
That must have felt good off the boot.
Felt awesome.
You remember that one?
Yep.
Yes, Freddie. Easy. Easy.
Yeah, good. I love number 6. Just love the number.
You wore it very well. How many field goals did you kick in your career?
13.
How many did you kick?
What did Murray say?
26.
What did the Peanuts say?
27.
No, he's 28, wasn't it?
28 field goals.
28.
Very good. So,
I don't think I've seen anyone kick as far as Matt Burton, though. That one he kicked the other day that he missed. That was outside 40 and went 10 metres over the dead ball line.
so why does he hit the ball so sweetly? Like, it can't be that he's stronger than
He's got
us.
long legs, that helps.
Yeah.
But just timing. Mate, I don't know what it is about lefties, not politicians, lefties, but even in golf
Yeah.
or even cricket, kicking the ball.
Left foot kickers.
Left foot kickers.
Yeah. They just have a touch.
Okay,
There's a
I'm gonna.
touch.
Remember the Brazilian soccer player Roberto Carlos?
I remember the name, yeah.
He used to do these.
So you're lefty?
Actually, he's right foot.
No, but
I think he's a lefty.
Right.
Roberto, he used to hit these penalties from like 40 out over the wall, and they'd just wobble. Mate, they were like thunderbolts. Same thing, lefty.
If you look at Adam Gilchrist batting, right,
Yeah.
the leverage he used to get, like, you can't replicate that as a right-hander. Like, admittedly, being a lefty, he used to bowl the ball across him. He used to smack it with so much leverage.
There's a golfer with like an American golfer with like a silly name. He's a left-handed, Fuzzy or Buzzy or something.
Bubba Watson.
Bubba Watson. He's hit smashes them. He's a left-hander, isn't he?
Oh, he's one, yeah.
And he's
What's his
small.
name?
Bubba Watson.
Like, he's not a big bloke
What's his
either.
nickname, Bubba?
No, it's his real name.
No.
He's from down in the...
Like Bubba Gump.
He's from Hicksville in the United States. Do you know Bubba Watson? He's like a devout Christian. He doesn't like it when people swear around him on the golf course. He takes objection to it. So he would be a guest on the show. He wouldn't like this either, Bubba. I think we've found the biggest hit in rugby league history. It's been viral this week. In history. We need to go back a bit. We need to get the the lead up. This is a park game.
The bloke's got up.
Oh, that's a local footy game.
Who played? Do we know who played?
No, I don't.
A blonde mullet.
My
The size of those
goodness.
blokes.
He got up. Oh, he got up. However, he did need to be rescued with a stretcher later in the game.
Oh, don't you love bush footy?
He's loving it, this bloke.
Oh, I love it.
That's not Roberto Carlos's team, is it? There's a stretcher. Look at that.
Oh. He's going to fall. Oh, stop.
Was that Barnaby on that?
Did he?
that
Play him
gurney?
again. Play him again. Play him again. It's too funny.
You reckon that bloke who's on the...
I reckon this bloke's had 15 scooters before he's driven out in the wheelbarrow.
15.
Now,
15 pints.
how does the helicopter rescue get so out of control here?
I've got a story about something.
That is so...
See this last one?
Oh, slow-mo.
Remember Cole Whelan? So
Yeah.
Cole Whelan loved...
The photographer.
Yeah, so Cole Whelan
He landed on his face.
loved to ride motorbikes.
Yeah.
All right, so what he did, he was up in the middle of nowhere and he broke his leg. Come off his bike and broke his leg. But he had to get up and get himself to the hospital. So what he did, he got on and taped his leg to the bike.
Right.
True story. So he's going into town and he's pulled up at the lights and forgot.
And he's fallen on his broken leg.
Oh, no.
And like you think just naturally, instinct, thought his leg would kick out. I was like that bloke on that stretcher.
Oh, dipping his suing the ambulance
He
officers
landed
there.
on his face.
Straight on his melon. We had a couple of little GoPros in the commentary box for Origin 2 to get the reaction
heard
of
about
Andrew
this.
and Cam
Yeah.
while we were calling the game. Some of it was quite funny. Joey gets very emotional, as you may have picked up when he's watching New South Wales and Newcastle. Well, he started pretty chilled. Little cuddle there. Looks nice.
Yeah.
Are you doing anything, Andrew?
Inside the first 20
We probably need audio.
And Mitchell's succulent pass found the mark for Brian Totlop.
I actually said that because I knew you'd react.
Succulent.
Yeah.
Is that your tongue?
There's my tongue.
Oh,
With an
that's good.
extraordinary
We can talk.
intervention. Crichton bounding up the field. Crichton to the 20.
Yeah, he took
Queensland
it.
jumpers chasing everywhere. But if the Blues get it left, they're in again.
Just kick it.
There's barely anyone past
Jerome
the post
dummies.
for Queensland. Dylan Edwards. Jerome Luai. He's come back the wrong way. Here he goes.
So, yeah, Critter gets down the sideline, he gets tackled on like their 20, and they're all, from the other side of the field, they've all rushed back. They didn't have a defender pass the black dot.
What Jerome do? Step back inside.
Or the pass, whoever's at first receiver, just if they kicked it,
Yeah.
it was all. And then it went 2 passes Jerome, and Jerome started dancing back.
Hey, where's Zach Lomax amongst the best attacking leapers in the game, you reckon?
Oh, he's number 1.
At the moment.
Like ever?
Yeah, I know. at the
Coates.
moment.
Israel.
Israel Folau's
Israel's
pretty good,
number 1.
Coates is pretty good. Mate, Daniel Tupou.
Yeah. Lomax seems to time his jump,
He's
though.
had some big
He
takes.
gets up there and hangs up there, doesn't he? That one, even down there, he was up before Murray to alone. But Israel, you can't beat Israel.
Zach's stronger. Like Zach's,
Zach's ripped.
look, he looks stronger. They're like, a lot of them are tall. Like Daniel Tupou's tall, so you know his height gets it. Zach's seen power. Warbrick does it a bit. Warbrick's a big, strong
he's
bloke.
He played AFL in New Zealand.
AFL.
Yeah.
He was a rugby player, wasn't he? A sevens
No, he
player.
played AFL too.
In New Zealand. There you are.
Do your homework.
Let's have a look at the ladder. Occasionally be correct.
Constipated.
So this is where we're at. What about the Bulldogs?
How
in
good's
fifth?
the ladder at the moment?
So as we were saying,
Yeah.
24 points Penrith.
Well, you look at the bottom
Two,
four.
two wins between second and
Bulldogs.
8, and then if we flip over,
Bulldogs, Dolphins, Cowboys, Dragons. Have a look at them 4, and then look at the 4 following. Seagulls, Broncos, Knights, Raiders. Warriors. South. It's going to be a great end of year.
Yep.
let's have a look at where the boys think the top 8 is going
Mate,
to
the Eels
end.
are coming equal last. I can't believe that.
So I haven't put the Cowboys
Sharks,
or the Warriors in. Both those teams
So,
have been
Bulldogs, Cowboys.
Warriors are gone.
too consistent. Yeah, my big emitters are Cowboys.
So we're
and
both
Warriors.
thinking Seagulls, Broncos will push up, and you're saying Knights.
Well, Kalen's back. This was the round last year where they went on the run.
Will they pick him in Origin?
Hope not.
It depends. I'm hearing, Gus told me, apparently Harry Grant's got a sternum injury.
Geez, he'd be a big out.
So that might open the door for Ponga.
What
All right, so
play-
you're relying on Newcastle to get on a little bit of a charge there. The Broncos probably can't make the 4, although they have a relatively, after this week they have a, I wouldn't say an easy draw, but
But they're going to have to. So the Roosters are up there. They've got 2 buys to go. The Roosters. The Cowboys have got 2
2
buys
buys to go.
So
You're relying on Cronulla, maybe not.
I had a look at
playing their best.
Cronulla's run in. It's fairly
pretty good.
pretty good. I think they might play 4 or 5 of the top 8. 4 maybe.
Right.
So what, we've got 10 games this week, including this week, 10 rounds.
So the Cows have got 6 of their last 8 at home and 2 buys to come.
Can I ask, why is there so many rounds?
27 rounds?
TV.
Well,
He's
there's
paying
3
your
buys.
wage.
17 teams and 3 buys.
I think also because the Origins, Wednesday.
So what are some of the possible permutations? Brisbane might not make the 4. Is this the
Brisbane
year?
might make the 8.
Well, they may not. They may not. But let's just say they get everyone fit, and you know that's clearly what they're banking on by resting all the Origin players. If they come in the bottom half of the 8, is this the year where we might get a winner outside the 4?
No.
It's too hard. It's
Too
hard.
hard.
It's going to happen at some stage.
Yeah, well,
And there's not that much between the teams now.
I don't think so.
No?
I remember talking to Mitchell Moses when they went on the run and they got there
21.
and got beat by Penrith.
22.
Whenever it was. said you go leading the game. He goes, I can't describe how flat I was. Even though it was grand final week, he said we were shot.
Yeah, 'cause
Really?
They played 4 big games in a row to get there.
So they beat the Knights. I remember they beat the Knights, I'm pretty
And then
sure.
they went up the Cowboys, beat the Cowboys up there to
They
get.
beat the Cowboys, yep. There was another game.
And then beat the Sharks, didn't they?
Right. Okay.
Outside, too big ask.
Bulldogs haven't made the final since 2016. Oops. Are they there?
The finals.
Are they going to make it?
Yeah, I think they will.
Can't say why not. They're
Yeah.
not beating themselves.
They're fairly healthy too. I think Jacob Preston, he's out, but he's back in a couple of weeks. They got a bye next week, haven't they, or a couple of weeks?
I think the hooker's important. Reid Marnie's important. He was important at Parramatta. He's playing such a crucial role, and he plays big minutes, Reid. Like,
Yeah, so they go to the Warriors this week, and then they got the bye. Geez, this week's a big game for them. If they can win this week,
yeah.
huge.
Do you know they're the only team in the comp that hasn't lost at home all year?
Is that right?
So this weekend they play the Warriors at a core
3 o'clock.
3 o'clock.
Saturday after.
They might get 30,000 more, maybe.
They're pumping.
Geez, it'd be good to be a Dogs fan at the
They said the atmosphere at Cronulla last week was great. Like, it was...
And the one without Connor Tracy, he's back.
Cameron Ciraldo, done a great job. Stephen Crichton, what a buy. It goes to show you get that one player who just is so infectious on the group. Think back when Sonny Bill went back to the Roosters, his influence on the team. Stephen Crichton's the same.
What was that, 13, Sonny? Yep,
yeah.
13.
Yeah. Now, the Cowboys have won their last 2 games without their origin players. Isn't that amazing? And Roosters at Allianz, Penrith at Penrith on Sunday, all their origin players are back. Given their draw, given they've got the 2 byes, and I know everyone gets the bye, but it's a bit misleading on the ladder when you don't have the points in. They could, if they keep winning, finish in the 4.
They're under the radar. I love that song.
They won 5 of their last 6, you know.
Oh, I just find him too inconsistent. I can't get a read on him.
How many times have you written the Cowboys off this year thinking they've
Yeah.
got no hope?
Yeah. Tell you what they've got. They got this young bloke. He's a good player. He's a really good player. Playing out of position.
He's played well. Jake Clifford.
He has, hasn't he?
2 games he's played, they've done really well. He played the Roosters game and this game. He's done well.
Penrith in the wet. How come they can't win in the wet?
Well, it did not pay half their side out.
Struggled, didn't they?
Well, you just watch them move the ball. The Cowboys move the ball a lot quicker than them, especially without Nathan, Jerome, and obviously Jerome.
And
They
Turbo
moved
back
the
this
ball
week
very
for
well.
Manly. But at centre, Kohler at fullback. And the Kohler to fullback thing has been not really talked about because of Turbo's return. He's a weapon himself, Kohler, with all of his pace.
I've never seen him play fullback.
He played this year.
I'd play Turbo fullback.
Well, they're obviously, this is a long-term plan. I think he'll obviously have different instructions, I think,
He can
to
run.
other centres because no other centres get the ball. So, that Canterbury Cronulla game.
But you used him at centre in Origin and he didn't play like a traditional centre.
No.
He was highly influential.
Mate, the thing with Turbo, he's an intelligent footballer. So he'll know when to go and chase it. He reads that number thing very well and how he can add value, supporting other players.
I still think Manly, if they hit form, could be a real nuisance.
Yep. They've got to be fully fit. Everything's got to go their way, but yeah, they're a smoky.
So the answer to all that is a pineapple. But it's an entertaining premiership, and who knows who's going to win it. On the other side, we'll talk some Origin and some breaking news as we go to the break. The Blues halfback's gone. They've called another one in.
The news came like a drought-breaking thunderstorm.
Brett Barrett has been ruled out of Wednesday night's game. The replacement is Andrew Johns.
And the man at the heart of the drama, Trent Barrett, just couldn't believe his bad luck.
If I didn't have to run until Wednesday morning, I probably would be a chance, but obviously you can't do that in these teams, and it's just disappointing.
The decision was made after a rowdy, jam-packed training session in Dubbo. Neither Barrett or his coach willing to risk taking an injured player into Origin 2.
Our medical staff have actually given us the opinion that they wouldn't think he's right for the game, so we had to make a decision which is why we're bringing in Joey to the squad.
But while the news has devastated Trent Barrett, He has no doubt Andrew Johns, just one game back from injury, is now ready for State of Origin. Johns played his first game back last weekend against the Broncos after suffering a broken jaw 7 weeks earlier.
Done it before, great player, and it's sort of the scene set for him now to come and save us.
And that he did. 20 years ago, hey? I was a young journo out there in Dubbo working for radio when that all happened.
Really?
Brings back memories.
That Brisbane game, you just flogged them, didn't you?
No, that was... So that was 2005. That was the opening of 2003 when they opened Suncorp. So we played Broncos on a Sunday, the opening, and smoked them, put 40 on them. Right. And then we went back and played Origin 2 weeks later.
There was a game where you came back from injury.
Oh, that was...
04.
No, 01.
01.
Yeah.
That's right.
So came off the bench, did you?
Because you missed Origin.
Missed
and
Origin.
I thought you could have...
What injury?
I
tore my medial.
in the last Origin.
I was out for 10 weeks.
So that 05 one, you come back from the knee, hadn't you? And then didn't Sonny Bill break your jaw?
No. So I did my knee the year before, so I missed all that 04. Then I came back and played 2 games and then broke my jaw.
Was that Sonny Bill's?
No, it wasn't Sonny. No, it was Jerome Rapati. Man, we collided heads. If you're going to collide heads with someone, don't collide heads with one of the Warriors players.
We're the greatest of respect.
Choking on
Or a
blood.
Safidi. Or Petro.
Yeah, so, yeah.
So 94, the first time New South Wales did that, was actually Mel Medinga's last Origin game. Do you remember much about that? Only 30 years ago.
Oh, hang on.
Oh, hang on. His old mate with his Monaro.
Look, see, nice and healthy. They kept me out of the bonding nights.
Loved the surfy hair back then, and the chops, fantastic. Man of the match, eh? And then Minicello carved up in game 3. But do you remember much about 94?
Not really.
I can remember it. I can remember because they had those yellow balls.
The Summits.
Yeah.
That's right.
Maybe he kicked them a mile.
I remember, yeah.
Laurie carved, didn't he?
They're a different shape.
Why on earth did they use a different ball in Queensland?
Well, look at this.
This is Rugby League's best. Loz, what a legend.
What a game.
Oh, before he had all those knee injuries. Mullows.
This is a great New South Wales side.
Yeah. It's
one of Benny's 2 field goals.
It's one of the great eras for New South Wales. 92, 93, 94.
Oh. Ha!
I reckon that era, they're the best. That's the best Blues team around that 92, 93, 94, without doubt.
Yep. Good side.
Yeah,
I've got to say, God, you know what? For the team Queensland, they did awesome through that era.
Well, considering...
Like our forward pack, we had Lazo,
Chief,
Bradley Ciro, Clydie, Ian Roberts, Dean Pay.
Benny.
Never one for the attention, Benny.
Look at Bradley Clyde. What a player.
Let him run.
He doesn't get the accolades he deserves.
Are you sure?
Oh, no.
Mate, most people think he's the best forward ever.
Yeah,
if he took a straw poll.
Mate, those Canberra blokes of that era, how good were they?
Yeah.
Lazarus, Clyde, Ferner.
Lomax, Ponga.
No, I'm talking for New South Wales.
Oh, yeah.
Stewart, Daly.
Yeah.
Mullins.
I asked Gus about
Broker.
whether you went down Caxton Street in 94. He reckons they might have stopped it the year before that.
My last memory, you'd turn left and everyone sort of fought to get to that side of the bus. And they just pegged their beers. And I mean a sea of beers. All you'd see is just all these beers. And then, of course, the bus stopped. They'd all just start pushing the bus. Yeah. Mate, it's like being in a third world country. They turned to animals. Someone said they wanted to go back down. As if you could go back down there.
Mate, they should organise it so you can take the bus back down there. They should barricade Caxton Street, have a few police, and take the bus down there.
Mate, we're living in a world of...
But you can't throw anything anymore. There's all plastic cups anyway. What's it going to do?
You can't.
Why?
Because someone might get hurt. So what?
So what do you remember about the 95 decide? I mean, you had such momentum from winning that second game.
2005.
2005, yeah.
Not too much leading in. And they attacked our line for about 10 minutes, it felt like. They had a heap. And then Minnie gets the ball and goes 100.
Mate, first 10 minutes, you defended your line.
Defended
for 10 minutes.
The whole time.
Yeah, you never had the ball for 10 minutes.
Minnie picked up a kick or a drop ball and went 60 or 70 or 80.
Yeah, right.
Then we went bang, 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 scored 3 tries like that. The game's over. That was a great team.
So what's the key, and bearing in mind, only a couple of years ago, New South Wales won Game 2 and one of the greatest Origin games ever, Queensland won the decider up there, but there's so much peripheral noise for a New South Wales team at Suncorp, isn't there? Like, you have to embrace it. You got to know
100%.
it's coming. How do you do that?
Well, you enjoy it. It's a challenge. This is the biggest challenge you get in rugby league. Winning grand finals is amazing with your teammates and your club and for your town. But I got to say, winning a decider in Brisbane at Suncorp is right up there. I don't know if it tops the grand. I don't think it tops the grand final, but it is right up there. You can't beat it.
What did you infuse in your team a couple of years ago about going up there with the challenge?
Well, both times we came off big Game 2 wins.
Yeah.
And you're aware of it and you're talking about it, but in both games I remember they were just tough games. Like they don't give them away. That's why they don't happen that often. Well, 10 years between both of them, and it's now another 10 years, so maybe that's the omen. They don't give them away up there. You don't get much go your way.
Well, and you guys talk about, and other Origin stars talk about, it's a different style of game. Like, there's not going to be the free-flowing style of football we saw at the MCG. Why is it different?
I don't think it'll be as many points as scored in the first 2 games.
But why is that? Why does that tend to be the case in Queensland deciders?
Oh no, not necessarily deciders. I'm just thinking this year.
Right.
I just think because there's so much at stake. I think early the teams will be nervous and play quite conservative, but it's just going to be. It'll be just so physical, and just I can't wait.
I'm interested with their team.
Queensland side?
Yeah.
Well, they have to make a change on the right edge. They cannot have Valentine Holmes at right centre. And I know they're going to blow up and say, we're not listening to New South Wales. Saviour Coates out. They have to put Valentine Holmes on the wing and put Cobbo at centre, without a doubt. Or they go for experience, someone who's been there before, in Dane Gagai. But look...
But he hasn't struggled before defensively in Origin, Val.
But he hasn't had Latrell and also Angus Crichton punching those gaps between him and Cherry Evans. They just couldn't handle it.
Yeah.
And Cherry couldn't handle Angus Crichton. So if you've got eyes for Latrell as a centre, then you're going to isolate Daly Cherry Evans with Angus. Angus at the moment, no one can tackle him.
Crichton was
He's in that good a form. Look at this. Crack. And, leading into Game 2, the narrative and the talk from New South Wales was Latrell is in their heads. No. Well, if wasn't in their heads, he's in their heads now. They just have to make a change on their right edge, without a doubt.
Okay.
Do you agree?
Well, they're going to have to now because they've lost their winger.
Yeah.
No, but I'm saying, would you put Val to wing?
Yeah. I'd do that and Cobbo in the centres. I'd give Latrell and Cobbo, how good would that be?
Oh, they're in the same mould, the size and the athleticism and the freakish ability. And David Fafita comes in on the bench without a shadow of a doubt.
Okay.
New South Wales control was outstanding. They had an error, just on their side of the halfway at one stage, and then Crichton threw an optimistic pass out. But outside that was it. Then nearly the rest of the game, they were perfect.
Look at this freak. He is so good.
Hey, without trying to be too provocative, does the ref get affected by Suncorp in an Origin?
Honestly, considering what happened in Game 2, and Origin's always been like that, the team that needs to win Game 2 generally does. And then, yes.
But what's that?
The whole lot.
So what are you saying?
They had all the energy. New South Wales had all the energy in Melbourne. Everything went their way.
But that doesn't answer the question about the ref.
The referees' decisions go their way. A lot of them.
The 50-50s generally go the way of the home team.
Yeah. For sure.
And we saw in Game 2 what possession, but also penalties and 6 to go, what it does. New South Wales got the first 2 penalties and 2 6 to go.
4 penalties.
4 penalties, 2 6 to go. Went in, 34-0 up. The next 7 penalties went to Queensland.
They won the penalty count. In the end.
Queensland got the next 7.
I know.
And scored 18 unanswered points.
Yeah.
It goes to show how much it swings momentum, how much of advantage is the 6 to go.
Have you ever seen them so battered, Queensland?
Well, did you say Harry Grant was a sternum?
So, yeah, there's suggestions that maybe Harry Grant's carrying a sternum problem. He's not playing this week.
Yeah, I saw that.
And as you guys know, sternums aren't easily masked with painkillers.
Especially if you're playing in the middle, where you can't mask them with painkillers.
What would that do then?
Well, then
it's
Ben
all
Hunt,
hypotheticals, but that would
Ben
that
Hunt
would force
plays
it.
80.
Ben Hunt plays 80.
But who's on the bench? Does Kalen Ponga come into the equation?
I have to.
Hope not.
Kalen, in his first years, played coming through the middle, nearly won the game for him.
Remember that? Remember that performance?
That was in 2018.
You could even play Dearden at 9 for a bit and Ponga in the halves or something.
Forward.
Anyhow, gee, it's exciting.
But the big one is that
They haven't named the teams yet and we're already salivating.
who's going to play right centre? For me, that's the big one. Billy's and the selectors, they got to make.
Well, the bloke who's got the unrivalled Origin record is Dane Gagai.
Dane Gagai, yeah. So it's either him or Cobbo if you make a change. Because Val will go to the wing, yeah?
And, well, there's still...
Well, Gagai used to play good on the wings. He comes in, he's such a great dummy half runner.
Yeah.
Well, there's still a round of footy to go yet. Anything might happen. Still 2 weeks away from Origin 3. It should be an absolute ripper regardless of the outcome. Yes, it certainly dominates the Rugby League schedule at this time of year. 100% footy Monday night. Some interesting points were raised. Gus has been talking for quite some time about the NRL's thought bubble plan to look at acquiring the English Super League. He and Gal had a little debate, if you will, on 100% footy on Monday night.
The best players from the UK sort of make their way to Australia anyway. I think we should be shoring up our own shores here, putting some money back into grassroots footy. I know we had 2 years of COVID. Let me tell you this year, I know for a fact, Junior League this year, in my area anyway, I've played about 4 or 5 games. The grounds are terrible. You know, put some money back into grassroots footy, build some grounds that have drainage so kids can play week in, week out. Put some money back into country rugby league. Like, where's country rugby league at the moment? How's that going? From all reports, it's not going too well. I'll be putting money back into country rugby league. We've seen so many good players come from the country. Let's give some money back to them.
Before we go any further, Gal, about junior footy and sport being washed out is 1,000,000,000% right. It is a farce. A farce.
That's council.
Mate,
Not
I
rugby
know that.
league.
So councils,
Mate,
stop. The ground is there. You can fix the turf. The kids should be allowed to play their sport. Stop being so bloody pedantic.
every sport is missing out.
Every
It's
sport.
not rugby league. That's councils.
But this is exactly... I agree with you. Let them play on the bloody field and fix it.
Totally agree. The one thing where Gal is wrong is we're about to hit the number that's never been hit before. There's more junior players through Club Rugby League than ever before.
That's great.
You know, we like to send this sort of message up that footy's just falling over and country footy's been neglected incredibly. At the moment, we're about to announce that the game has more participants than it's ever had. So, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
We need to grow on that. We need to work out ways to grow on that. We need our systems better. We've got touch and tag, which is so strong for our game, not just for girls coming through, but young fellas coming through. Joey talks about, you know, wait for age. You know, we're getting that right. So, you know, we're not far from getting it. We need people to get together. We need the clubs and the NRL to work together in New South Wales Rugby League and Queensland Rugby League. But all in all, we're in a pretty good space, and it's councils that need to, you know.
Mate, it is a disgrace. It is an absolute disgrace. Regardless of how many numbers you can develop or encourage to play in a particular sport, if you can't get on the field because a council's closing the ground, then what is the point? What about this whole English Super League idea? To unify the game, and then that would have flow-on effects to the international game.
England played France in a test match last week, and I'm not exaggerating, it looked like there was 500 people there. Maybe not.
Well, that's
even
so
that.
sad.
And it wasn't shown anywhere. You had to stream it on the computer somewhere or something like that. It was
You didn't have a computer, so you wouldn't be able to...
No, I haven't got a computer and don't want one. Super League, Yep, they need all the help they can get over there because rugby union is so strong in the Northern Hemisphere, especially in England and France and Ireland and Wales and these places. I've spoke to the Knights a few times about having some sort of relationship with Warrington, where, for instance, at the moment, Fletcher Sharp shot the lights out. Should be playing NRL, should be playing that standard. Caitlin comes back, we say, righto, Warrington, have you got any injuries? You have him fullback. Fletcher Sharp goes to England. Now, God forbid if there's an injury to KP for Caitlin, then he comes back. But I think it should be open where we can trade players between clubs. And if they did own that, also more exposure. But, something needs to be done.
If you look at the athletes that have come over, it's producing some athletes.
England.
Look at Dominic Young, you look at Will Price, like Elliot Whitehead, Smithies. Like, these are blokes, they're footballers.
Yeah.
They're holding their own well and truly in the NRL.
Mate, the footy over there is so good. It is so good. They just need some help promoting it and getting more eyes on it.
If the NRL was the, overseeing body, for instance, that could go a long way towards trying to shore up the international schedule. Now, are we playing Test footy at the end of this year? Does anyone know?
Yeah, the Pacific Cup.
Same as last
Nations,
year.
Yep.
Okay. So
I'll tell you what they got to do.
That only came to fruition late in the season last year.
If they want to help the England game, then do a kangaroo tour. Again,
you can't, mate. It's not a problem because they're playing in different times. We used to go and play over there at the end of the year because that's when they'll play in their season.
You go over and you say to the clubs, so the top 4 clubs, St Helens, Wigan, Warrington, whoever, they get towards the end of the season, the Kangaroos go, you could play with their scheduling where their grand final finishes a week after ours or 2 weeks after ours. Then the Aussies go over and they play test matches and then club games on the Wednesday. They don't even need to play 3 or 4.
But when's the last time an England team toured Australia?
Well, correct.
If you had a formalised international schedule, these things could start to happen again.
Well, same thing. They come out here, you tweak the schedule. They come out here and they play 3 tests, but they play against 3 clubs. So they play Newcastle, they'd sell it out. They play the Cowboys, they'd sell it out. Where else?
What about a tri-series? What about New Zealand involved?
So in the old days, they used to play midweek. So clubs would play England midweek. Like, that's just not happening. That's just not happening.
Why?
Well, the clubs wouldn't allow it. There's no benefit to the club. Like you imagine Matt O'Brien if they said, righto, this week you need to play.
Okay.
You need to play England on Wednesday.
What about this? Instead of taking an EMU team away, you take an under-23 Australian team, where you've got the best young players, experience what it's like to be around the best players in camp. You're away. They playing top-line footy.
At what time of year? It's all about time
End of the year.
End of year.
We only do it once every 4 years.
Unless you can move, even in one, can you adjust the England season to finish in November?
This is the point.
Start a bit later.
But if there was one overseeing body, all these ideas could be worked upon, and you're talking about moving seat. Well, one body looked after it. You could move whatever you needed to move.
But during the Olympics, we started early, didn't we? In 2000.
Anyhow, the argument is, should the NRL take over the English Super League and therefore have a unifying voice on the way things run? That was the whole discussion.
Well, taking over Super League doesn't mean taking over international footy.
No, but it gives
there are also other nations.
You know what we should do next week?
There's a board it's already established. I think Laurie Daly
which I'm not sure
went
does
onto the board.
Which I'm not sure does all that much, really.
You know what? Next week we should get Simon Moran, who owns the Warrington Wolves, who is a music promoter and entrepreneur, and ask him about it because he thinks outside the box. He's the one who would know about promotion, puts on all the big concerts.
Can we talk about his favourite concert tours as well?
Yeah, for sure.
What was his fellow that looked after him?
Randy.
Oh, how good's Randy?
Hey, Randy.
Do tell.
No.
Randy's this big dude that just stands around and just shuffles people.
To where?
Well, he's a fixer.
Oh.
Okay, Matt, would you like a drink? Brad, would you like a drink? I'll go get a bottle of vodka for you. Yeah, we'll get that boost there.
All right.
And everything just happened. It just happened.
Is he coming to the
amazingly?
Is he coming to the Freddy the Eighth lunch at the end of the year?
Yeah, we'll get Randy over. Randy, come over. Freddie will put you up on the phone.
Appropriately named
Maria'd
Randy.
love it.
Hey, there's cameras there.
Wouldn't be.
How big's Randy? 6'5"?
He's a monster.
Does he have a slightly feminine voice?
Yeah, he talks
For a big guy.
for a northerner. Hi, mate. Hi, Andrew.
Oh, Freddy the Eighth medal. Who did the boys award the votes to this week?
You only give 2 to Tamare Martin, so you get some eye candy.
That's it.
Owen Drinkwater 3 in the wet. They wouldn't have won without him, the Cowboys. Bradman, obviously. Bradman best with 2. And Teddy. Teddy had a massive game Sunday night. Scored a couple of tries. Was unstoppable.
Yeah, Bradman. Mate, Bradman without the tries was good.
Yeah.
It's the first time I've seen him have so much early ball.
So
There's
Zach
a tip
Lomax
there.
was he on the top? Oh, we had a week off. Okay, Zach Lomax.
Bradman Best, 9.
Bradman Best is rocking it up. I reckon his old
Murray.
man, he'd neck a few skewies.
Roger.
Bradman's old man, wouldn't
Yeah. I played with Roger.
he? Did you?
New South Wales under-19s, yeah.
Yeah, right.
He was a big tearaway.
He was.
I think
he
Brad-
was brilliant for
I think
Newcastle.
Bradman's younger brother's got some talent too.
Gee, poor old Blaze Talungi. He's had a
look how-
great start to his career, but hit a bit of a pothole
Look how
on the
quick
weekend.
he is for such a...
You know what? I love how he brings the ball around. I love watching him. Look this. He just knows they need to be kicking goals. I watch blokes all the time in that situation, how important it is to them to get under the post.
Lactate.
Isn't that like a fundamental when you're coming through?
When you're a
growing
kid,
up?
so when we were kids, like that was
Look at
the
that
things that
pass.
you were taught. Actually, that was one of the best passes I've seen this year.
He's a good player, Drinkwater.
What about that kick?
Well, Sudley was
Well, you
blind
hit it
30
with a shovel.
Yeah. He's got serious X factor. The only knock on Scott is his defence. He's got to start stopping tries. Attack-wise, he's one of the best attackers in the game.
And I think big games too. He needs to own a couple of big games. Tamari.
Considering
I'm a bit of a fanboy of Tamari at
he
the
was
moment.
finished. Was it
Gone.
3 or 4 years ago to bleed in
Yeah.
the brain, didn't he?
Yep.
Hey, Johnson's
That's
out.
2 years out.
Is he another month out? Like,
Yeah, he's out.
Johnson might be done.
Well, pretty much Johnson, they've won every game that he didn't play
I
since.
know. and
They don't combine with each other that well, Tamare and Sean Johnson. And we've talked about combinations.
I got down to the Roosters game. I got the second half. They're very good. And you know what? The Tigers scored in the last 10 seconds. They were filthy.
I bet you
Roosters.
Robbo would have been filthy.
They were filthy.
Teddy was everywhere in this game. Pass Teddy, pass Teddy.
Does anyone else think the Dragons are a chance this week?
Now this bloke here,
Yeah. They'll aim up. They have to.
Nafu
White. Nafu
Can't
White.
tackle him. Yeah,
He's,
Teddy had a
he's
massive
a really
game.
good boy. And I reckon that's why they've allowed Satili to move, because he's come through.
Siwa, Wong.
And they got Egan Butcher.
Yeah, he's hardly got a game this year, has he?
Oh, knee. He did his knee.
Oh, did he?
I was with Billy too. Do you know when Billy's back? Billy
I
Smith.
don't think he might have played this year.
Oh, really?
Oh, really? See much of his brother lately?
Yeah.
Stalking.
Charlie?
Stalking. Hey, Charlie. Avenue Fitness. Every time I drive past, I get hot flushes. Wind the window down.
You've got.
He waved back. He waved back,
The
Kate.
Eighth Immortals going through menopause. Thursday night footy. Eels, Rabbits. Probably out of the running for the finals, but you'll see it live and free here on Nine's Wide World of Sports.
This is
Parramatta
gonna
versus
be
Newcastle.
so
Highly
good.
entertaining game, and the Rabbits have found a bit of form.
This is going to be good.
So Latrell is listed to play fullback and Jai Gray in 18. Do you think there's any chance we might see Gray come in and Mitchell to the centres?
No.
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 No. Clubland, Latrell's the fullback.
Wouldn't they be a bit more dangerous team with both of them in the side?
I just think Clubland is a fullback.
What Ben Hornby said too is, you've got to look at his numbers. I know, like, sometimes you start comparing him to Dylan Edwards and Teddy, who are totally different players. But his numbers are still good. He's running big meters. He's getting involved.
I'm not being critical. I'm just saying, I'm wondering.
Well, I think you are.
Why?
Well, I don't know. Like, she keeps saying he shouldn't be fullback.
No, what I said was, do you think they'll bring Gray in to
I
fullback,
said
Mitchell
no.
to centre, and then you could have both of them in the same team?
No, I don't think Gray's in a position to be moving Latrell out of fullback at the moment.
Okay.
I'm with the coach.
Crikey. Got cranky.
Do you reckon Wayne's getting much say there? Do you
Well, I'll tell you what's
reckon-
happened since Wayne. The Dolphins are going like that a bit, and the Rabbits are going like that.
Can I ask you this? If Isaiah Katoa had signed with Newcastle, the halfback, and it was well known that he was calling Adam O'Brien about game plans, do you reckon there'd be a blow-up?
There'd be a blow-up.
Well,
Benny
you
Hornby, so...
don't think Wayne's on the phone, do you? He's supposed to be coaching the Dolphins. Well, you reckon he's...
Oh, he'd be talking to
Well, you know
recruitment
what?
people.
It's all up to the Dolphins. They've got to buy this week.
Yes.
Yeah. It's interesting how they go, like how they're perceiving it. It's I know the energy's gone. Like the players have changed.
Jeremy Marshall-King's out for 8 weeks.
I know.
He's done an ankle or a foot.
8 weeks?
Lower league, yeah. 8 to 10 weeks.
Oh, crikey.
That's a massive out.
Huge out. We've got a couple of blokes here that are fielded in there, but...
Platham.
Marshall King, he is the most improved player
Donahue
in the last couple of years. Jeez, he's a good player.
But it'd be interesting, the Dolphins are the ones, how they've perceived all this and how the players are now going to react to the coach.
That's a grey area, that, isn't it, when a coach signs? And we don't often see a coach sign to go to another club mid-year, but that's a real grey area on how that operates.
When are we going to find out about Parramatta?
Friday.
Friday?
Really?
Who do you think? Down to your last $5, who do you put it on? But do it responsibly.
Brian Smith.
I reckon Rolsey will get it.
John Money.
No, I heard John. Did I hear Rolsey pulled out?
Not that
He
I
told
heard.
me that.
Michael Maguire pulled out.
Michael Maguire pulled out. Who's it down to? Josh Hannay, Rolsey,
And Dean Young.
and Dean Young.
Pulled out a lot.
Ron Hilditch. Broncos, Penrith. Friday night footy. Suncorp. Bit of a mini origin.
All the Origin players back. It's going to be awesome.
Can't believe
You flying
Broncos...
up?
No.
I'm flying up. Can't wait.
Yeah.
Have $5. Where do you reckon I'll be watching it?
Chloe?
Hashtag.
If you'd like some selfies and autographs with the Eighth.
No! No!
Everyone, get down there.
Such a people person.
Yeah. He loves it. He'll sit on
And
the
make
stool
sure,
and
make
do-
sure you're really rude to him. And while he's in the middle of dinner, make sure you go up and ask him then.
Yeah. Or if I'm cheering something home in the last at Shepparton Dogs. This will be a great game. Fast surface, dry track up there. I can't believe the Broncos are outsiders in this one.
They've shown poor form. They've been poor.
Oh, I just think that they're
There's
really...
a bit of a must-win feel about it.
Oh, they're on their last legs, I reckon. They need to turn.
Wow.
Well, they're on, they're 2 points out of the 8.
Yeah.
They've had 2 byes.
Reynolds.
They've got another Origin to go, so they're going to miss all their players next week.
Is Reynolds playing? Because I thought is
I
there mail that he couldn't...
I believe he's like a week or two before the finals.
Okay.
Yep. That's what my understanding is.
I think they need to start winning.
Sunday afternoon. Now, this is a big game. Canberra, Newcastle, with KP back. Oh, this is the game up in Newey.
Oh, they pumped them. That was early in the year. It was round one.
Oh, that was round one, where Canberra won, yeah.
Who jumped to the lead? Was this the big lead, or was that the semi-final?
That was the semi. That was the epic semi.
Oh,
Canberra,
one of the great games.
Canberra Sunday, 0 degrees,
Yep.
but then getting to 13 degrees, which
So-
isn't too bad.
And what I need to tell you is that there's actually been a change. We're not here in the studio. We're actually having to go to Canberra.
Yeah, good.
So we better pack our woolies.
Well, let's go down together and have a designated driver.
Yeah, no, that'll
What are we
be
going to do the footy show?
Fishwick.
Queanbeyan Race Club.
Where's Joey? Where's Joey? Just walking out of a store. Look at these toys. Look at these toys.
They're rubber.
This one just...
Have you seen that clip online where the Have you seen the clip online where the motorcyclist is riding, he turns his head and the bloke in the cuss puts one straight on his visor? Have you seen it? Oh, I'll show you after. It's very funny.
Fishwick.
Oh, speaking of sex toys, Paul Vorton's on the show next week. The Fat. Now, I don't know how we've afforded this because he doesn't do anything for free, but the Fat will be on Freddy the Eighth next week, and we're happy to put your questions to him.
In person?
Yeah.
I rang the
He's
Fat.
actually down here.
No, he will be on. No, he won't be here, but he'll be virtually.
Oh, okay.
I rang the Fat on the way here today.
Did you?
I was behind a car and it had a number, Fat, F-A-T-T, so I rang him because he was crook last week. So
He was.
I hope you're feeling better, Fat.
Pauline Hanson, when he dressed up as Pauline Hanson, you just can't tell them apart.
Did he dress up as Pauline? Oh, on the footy show.
On the footy show.
Can you imagine if he did that now?
No. Who would Freddie dress up as Barnaby? Can we get Barnaby on the show?
Why don't we?
Yeah.
He's up at Armadale or Tamworth?
Tamworth, yeah.
He's in Canberra a lot too.
He'd love, mate, he's from up northern New South Wales. You'd be one of his heroes. You ring him.
Mate, he played for Queensland. Barnaby. I can't get over it.
All right, well, I don't know if we can fit Paul Vorton and Barnaby Joyce in one show. But
So you fair dinkum we're going to Canberra?
Yeah.
He's lying.
I'm lying. That's Freddy the Eighth for this week. Thanks for joining us. That's how you scare the immortal.
Fish Week's economy was going to stimulate it. Stimulated. Hashtag stimulation of Fish Week.
This year, NRL on 9 is your one-stop shop for all footy.
That's right, Freddie. Not about the highlights. Action. 7 days a week.
Billy and Gus podcast. Get that on your drive on the way home. Immortal Behaviour. Grab a seat on the couch for that. And, of course, my favourite, Freddy the Eighth.
The best footy brains, the biggest games.
Don't trust the algorithm. Subscribe to NRL on 9 and get all your entertainment there.